Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4.
A record-setting cold day across central and eastern Kentucky. I'm tracking another potential record before a little bit of a warm-up.
It's bad enough being outside right now for a short time, but what about the people who have to work in this Arctic air? We'll show you how they're coping with the cold. And Kentucky puts its #1 ranking on the line tonight against 5th-ranked Kansas. Lee K. Howard joins us from Indianapolis to get fans ready for the Cats and the Jayhawks. Welcome to WKYT News at 4. I'm Jennifer Palumbo. We started this day in record territory, and we could break one this afternoon. This morning's low of 12 degrees tied a record in Lexington. The coldest high on record for today is 24 degrees. It's perfect for the ice rink in Triangle Park, but doesn't look like anybody's skating right now. So, will we break a record today? WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has the answer. Chris?
Yeah, I can't find any hardy souls out on the ice as of yet, but Jennifer, so far, we are below record territory range out there. Let's look at a live picture of Lexington and put the specifics on there. Here's still the snow that is out there behind the station on Winchester Road. 22 degrees. That has been the high temperature so far for the day, and this is basically our last hour to get to that 24-degree mark. We've got 2 degrees to play with right now, but the temperatures usually this time of the day begin to level off somewhat, so that 22 may be the highest temperature of the day, which is what we had forecast as well, so that would be the coldest high ever recorded on this day. Look at the feel-like number. It is down to 10. You mentioned the frigid morning out there. Look at Frankfort, 9 degrees this morning. That was setting a record. 10 in Cynthiana. It was 12 in Lexington. That was a record low as well. Georgetown at 12. Winchester checking in with 13. Current temperatures across the land, 22 for not only Lexington into Frankfort, 21 Covington, 23 Richmond. Mild spot, can we call 27 degrees mild? That's what it is right now to Danville and Somerset with those wind chills. Again, single digits across the northern parts of the area, right around 10 as of now for Lexington. Nothing on live first alert defender, though, Jennifer, when I come back in a little bit. I've got one more Arctic front that is heading into town. I'll time it in here, let you know what it brings just ahead.
We'll see you in 15 minutes, Chris. Well, this cold isn't too bad if you're not outside very long, but it's a different story for people who have jobs where they have to be outside for work. WKYT's Jordan Valines is one of the people working outside today. She joins us live from Winchester Road in Lexington with our top story at 4.
That's right. I'm here at a construction site right off of Winchester Road where employees have been working throughout the day today, and they say that the key to staying warm is not only bundling up, but also taking frequent breaks. Now, these freezing temperatures can have hazardous effects on people and their ability to work well. When we're exposed to cold weather, the negative effects include frostbite, hypothermia, numbness, and even dehydration. Construction workers we spoke with here today said they usually keep some sort of heating source on site, like a controlled fire or heater, which they use to help them warm up a few times every hour. Now, coming up at 5, hear from Lexington firefighters on how you can keep yourself warm in this weather, especially if you're working outside. Live in Lexington, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
A contractor told us the cold weather is also tough on the machines. That's another reason workers limit their time outside when temperatures are below freezing. It didn't take Lexington police long to make an arrest in a bank robbery today, and they say this isn't the first time the suspect has robbed a business. It happened around noon at the Central Bank on Maple Leaf Drive off Man of War. Police say Ronnie Wilcox walked into the bank with a sweatshirt pulled over his face and demanded money. Police nearby started searching the area, and within minutes they pulled over a car matching the description of the vehicle that left the bank. They arrested the 32-year-old Wilcox. He faces 2 robbery counts. Police say he also robbed the Advance America on Southland Drive last Tuesday. The top-ranked Kentucky Wildcats are in Indianapolis. In about 5 hours, they'll take on the 5th-ranked Kansas Jayhawks. Lee K. Howard joins us from Indy with a preview of the big game.
Well, hello and welcome to Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, where for the 3rd straight year, the same 4 teams will meet up for the State Farm Champions Classic. 2 years ago, Kentucky faced off with Duke. Last year, it was Michigan State, and tonight, the Wildcats will meet up with the Kansas Jayhawks in a meeting of 2 top 5 programs. Coach John Calipari expects it to be a challenge.
This team needs to be challenged to see where we are, and this is going to be one of those kind of games. So, you know, Kansas, and they're always well coached. They're always going to play hard. They're always going to be physical and get that ball inside. And you know what they do really, really well.
It's another game we're going to have to really compete and go out there. You know, Kansas is a really good team, so we're just going to have to go out there and everybody's going to have to step up and play their best.
Kentucky and Kansas will tip at 9 o'clock or immediately following that Duke-Michigan State game. It'll be televised by ESPN, and we, of course, are looking forward to a big opportunity to see four teams who could be potential Final Four contenders at the end of the year. From Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Lee K. Howard, WKYT.
A lot of excitement about tonight's game. Thanks, Lee K. Our reporters are working on a number of other stories for WKYT News starting at 4:30. Amber Philpott is in the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Hi, Amber.
Hello, Jennifer. As temperatures go down, heating bills are going up. We asked some experts from Kentucky Utilities and Columbia Gas on what people could do to try and lessen the blow when their heating bill comes in the next few months. They suggest lowering the thermostat down by 2 degrees to save money or using a programmable thermostat. Also coming up on WKYT News at 4:30, we have more information on how a budget payment plan can also help keep your bill from skyrocketing this winter. The cold weather forced schools in Breathitt County to cancel classes today. The high school has no heat and repairs won't be finished until tomorrow. As we told you yesterday, the school tried to use space heaters to keep students warm, but the fire department put a stop to that because it created a fire hazard. Coming up on WKYT News at 5, you're going to hear from an upset mother over the situation, also what one school administrator has to say about the heating problem. A cold morning rounding up cattle on Interstate 64 this morning. A stretch of the interstate in Franklin County has reopened this afternoon following a crash involving a cattle truck. It happened around 5:30 this morning near mile marker 52 outside Frankfort. The Franklin County Sheriff's Office says the driver fell asleep, ran off the road, and hit an embankment. The crash caused some cattle to get loose. Dozens died. Those that survived were moved to a new trailer. The cold made the job even more difficult. You're going to hear from a sheriff's deputy describing the mess coming up on WKYT News at 4:30. That is a look at just some of the news that's in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thanks, Amber. Now to stories making headlines across the nation at 4. The long-running battle over whether to build the Keystone XL pipeline comes up for a Senate vote later today. The project not only divides Democrats and Republicans, but as Craig Boswell reports, it also puts Congress on the path toward a clash with the White House if it passes.
After 6 years of debate and delay, the Senate is getting ready for a vote on the Keystone XL pipeline. Republicans say the crude oil pipeline from Canada to the Gulf Coast will boost the U.S. economy.
It's about energy. It's about jobs. It's about economic growth. It creates tax revenue to help reduce the deficit and the debt. It doesn't cost 1 penny.
The bill does have the support of some Democrats. Louisiana Senator Mary Landrieu is leading the charge. She is in a close runoff election to keep her seat.
I brought this bill to the floor knowing in my heart that we have 60 votes. I sure hope we've got the courage that supports that.
The Senate vote is expected to be close. If the bill passes, the White House has signaled the president would likely veto it.
Republicans say a veto would be ignoring what voters want.
It would be equivalent of calling the American people stupid.
Most Democrats oppose the bill because they say the pipeline is an environmental threat.
That's why I call this pipeline the Keystone XL Extra Lethal Pipeline.
Capitol Police arrested environmental protesters who targeted the offices of Democrats voting yes. Craig Boswell, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Last week, the House passed its own version of the bill, renamed the Cassidy-Keystone Solution for Landrieu's Republican opponent, Congressman Bill Cassidy. The Obama administration is looking at the way it handles U.S. hostages, with an emphasis on intelligence collection and family engagement. The White House says President Obama first ordered the comprehensive review of U.S. policy this summer. The news comes just days after ISIS militants beheaded a third American, Peter Kassig. The growing number of hostages has placed a spotlight on the U.S.'s refusal to make ransom payments to free Americans overseas. Missouri Governor Jay Nixon has declared a state of emergency and activated the National Guard ahead of an expected grand jury decision on whether to charge Officer Darren Wilson in the shooting death of an unarmed African-American teenager, Michael Brown. The governor says he's taking action in case the ruling leads to civil unrest. The August 9th shooting led to weeks of sometimes violent protests. A decision is expected this month. How you can send money over Snapchat. That's coming up in WKYT Money Watch. And Toyota is going green with a new vehicle. We'll tell you about it next on WKYT News at 4.
Follow WKYT online at WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
A day of gains on Wall Street. The Dow added 40 points to close at 17,688. The Nasdaq picked up 31 and the S&P 10. Toyota is going green. The automaker is rolling out the Mirai, an emission-free hydrogen-powered vehicle. Mirai means future in Japanese. It has a range of 300 miles on a single tank of hydrogen and takes less than 5 minutes to recharge. The vehicle emits only water vapor and will sell for around $58,000. The Mirai goes on sale in the U.S. next year. There's an unlikely player in the payment business. Snapchat has a deal with Square for a new service called Snapcash. It lets friends text chat each other to send money. Users can save their MasterCard or Visa debit card information, type a dollar amount into a text message, and then the money is transferred. Times Square is getting even brighter. The largest and most expensive digital billboard lights up tonight. The screen stands 8 stories tall and is nearly as long as a football field. Google is the exclusive first advertiser. The going rate, $2.5 million for 4 weeks.
I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about at S&D Indoor Range. Did you see that? We are shooting out hunger. We'll have a preview of the event coming up. Hey, good afternoon, guys. We are here at the range where I've got my target ready, and we're going to be doing that coming up here in a little bit. But first, we're going to talk about what this is all about. It's Shootout Hunger for God's Pantry. Susie Basham is with us. This is your second annual event now. You're going to make it an annual event, right?
Yeah, that's
such a huge
correct.
success.
Yes, it is.
Tell us about Shootout for Hunger.
Well, Shootout for Hunger is a where you can come and you can do the gun range, and you can. Anybody from age 10 and up can come, and they can have a fun time and enjoy the time at the range. And then all the money, the proceeds go to God's Pantry Food Bank.
So it's like $20 to come and be a part of that, with the proceeds going to God's Pantry. But there's also a few other activities, like a raffle going on.
Right, there's a raffle going on. You can win. Anybody who's 21 and above is eligible to win the raffle of a Springfield pistol. You can also have lunch. Lunch is provided by Bellacino's and Jimmy John's. And also we have a silent auction with lots of really cool things coming up.
This is a perfect month to shoot out hunger, Susie.
Yes, it is. So you don't have to go outside and freeze. You can come inside and you can enjoy the range and still be able to shoot instead of sitting out in a deer stand somewhere.
Okay, how do folks get more info, and how do they sign up? Do they need to pre-register, or can they just show up?
You can just show up. It's good to pre-register so that you know that you have your time. If you want to pre-register, you just call S&D Gun Range and ask, tell them that you want to register for it. Or you could just show up. If you have time during the day on Saturday and you want a fun thing to do with the family, come on in.
Things start when?
At 9 o'clock. It goes from 9 to 5.
9 to 5 here on Saturday. Shootout for Hunger. David, are you ready for me, buddy? All right. He's getting us all set up and ready, so you don't want to miss. Coming up at 4:50. We'll see if anything lands on this target. We are shooting out hunger. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about at S&D Indoor Range. Back to you guys.
It's time for better living. The cold and flu season is here, but you may be able to fight it in style. Chris Van Cleve tells us about a new scarf that can keep the virus away.
I didn't want to get sick. I was annoyed that someone was sneezing on me.
Andrew Kessler's germ-filled morning commute gave him a fashionable idea.
So your eureka moment came on a New York City subway?
Pretty much, yeah. Riding the subway, sneeze in a crowded car, and boom, we need to do better.
The entrepreneur and his Brooklyn, New York business partners created the scarf. They describe it as an upgraded scarf with a built-in carbon filter mask to block germs.
Simply pull it up over your face, ear loops to help hold it in place.
They cost between $49 and $69.
Think about it as a Brita filter for your face.
The filter lasts up to 3 months before needing to be replaced.
You could wear your scarf as a mask.
Protect yourself. as well as others.
Right. Would you do that?
Sure I would, if it looks nice.
Yeah, I probably would not wear that.
No, I probably would not wear that either.
Why not?
No, it looks kind of silly.
I think it's a good idea. I definitely think people would use it.
But Dr. Philip Tierno from the NYU School of Medicine says if your eyes are exposed, you can still get the flu from a sneeze.
This product can offer some protection against an aerosol, but it's certainly not 100%.
The makers of the scoff believe their product is a fashionable way to help prevent the flu, but you should still get that flu shot anyway. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, New York.
It seems smartphone apps to lose weight don't work. Researchers in California found obese patients who downloaded the MyFitnessPal app to record everything they ate and drank didn't lose more weight than obese patients who only used traditional methods to lose weight. The taxi-hailing app Uber is partnering with music stream service Spotify. A new deal will allow riders to choose the tunes they listen to on their Uber rides beginning Friday in 10 launch cities.